happening in your neighborhood, or when people know your name. Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
CCX Media. We are your connected community experience.
Welcome to Champlin Park High School for Northwest Suburban Conference Boys Soccer. Only 3 teams have made it through the first 2 conference games with perfect marks, and 2 of them are playing here tonight as the Champlin Park Rebels host the Maple Grove Crimson. Maple Grove now ranked number 6 in the state after this week's poll. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Sig Ligry, and
their talent and skills and how they've been playing the last few years. It was so much parity in the league and so many teams are getting better and better. It gets really difficult to get through any conference and getting into the sections. But these 2 teams are even up on paper, and they'll be going at it.
See Maple Grove with a win over Rogers and then a nice win at Centennial. Greg Leininger, who is he's a guy that you don't get to praise his own team very often, but he said he was pretty happy with what he saw of his club up there at Centennial. They're a team that graduated a lot of their defense, so they're kind of still figuring things out and getting better in that area, but they've done well attacking so far, and they like their 2 wins. And Champlin Park, admittedly maybe haven't played the toughest part of their schedule just yet, but it's hard to argue with being 2-0 and outscoring your first 2 opponents by a 9-0 count either, right?
That's a pretty good start.
Rebels have a pretty good returning core group from their team from a year ago and getting their first home game here tonight on the grass field. We were saying not a ton of grass games anymore in our northwest suburbs that we see, and this field and the others in Anoka-Hennepin will be getting turf, but for this season they are on grass here tonight. And obviously, it's very early in the season, but at the same time we got an 11-game regular season. Whoever wins this one tonight, they're putting themselves in a good spot. Blaine is the other team that started out 2-0, and obviously still a lot can happen, but you're looking pretty good if you can get to 3-0 here tonight for either of these clubs.
Absolutely. 3-0 when you're only playing 11 is a very good start, and also gives you the momentum to go into the next series of games.
Let's talk about key players in tonight's game. First of all, for Maple Grove, a junior who is kind of a spark plug for them. Max Sparty has just had a nice start to this season, and a guy that they expected, he's got a lot of energy, gets them going, runs the field kind of tirelessly, got a couple of assists so far early this season, and they're looking for good things from him all season long. And for Champlin Park, they've got a few of their captains who are really going to be guys to count on, and we're going to talk about their sophomore who is a captain already, and Leo Kane. He's got a couple of goals, couple of assists, and Will Heinen's had a good start as well. So Champlin Park, a team that's been able to put some goals away, as we said early, and that kind of gets your confidence going, and Leo is certainly a guy capable of that.
Yeah, with 2 goals and 2 assists, that tells it he's been getting around the ball, taking some shots, and making things happen.
Cool evening here. We've had some couple of warm weather games already, and obviously this one dropping off. Supposed to warm up again later in the week, but it sounds like rain will hold off. The guys will be actually probably liking it here with temperatures in the low 50s here as we get set to begin tonight's contest. We'll take a timeout. We will come back with the start of our game here. It was Champlin Park winning the girls' game. It'll be the Rebels and Crimson boys coming up next here on CCX.
When I first saw Turtle, my heart was full. Not anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
we discover
they're a little bit of a lot of things,
but they're all pure love.
Julia, are you ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elma's gonna play his drum.
Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music.
Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
$150 over $90.
$180 over $111.
$160 over $110. I had a stroke.
Your blood pressure.
Years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
A lot of anticipation for this one early in the season as these teams off to a good start and not too far apart here. So this is one where they are having to definitely keep track of the numbers of coming in. Obviously, we've got some restrictions for COVID-19 about how many fans can be let in. So that's something they're keeping an eye on here as you get a look at the Crimson. The starting lineup's being introduced, and we'll take a look at the group for Maple Grove. Greg Leininger and Justin Turner, the co-head coaches. They've got a sophomore, Holden Waldrum, will be manning the net here this evening. And as we said, a defensive core that's mainly young. They got a freshman and a sophomore back there, and Teddy Miller returning. But they've held their own pretty well so far in these first few games. Damon Humphrey's been off to a good start for Maple Grove, as has Chris France. And then we got Barty, Anyamale, and Peters rounding out the starting 11 for the Crimson here this evening. And the guys in the blue and silver Champlin Park, Scott Dossett's club. Darius Givens, the junior, is in goal. Collins is one of their captains and anchoring the back. They're generally an older team. They've really only got a couple of sophomores in their lineup, and they don't have a real big varsity lineup. It's kind of like if you're on their varsity, you're going to play, and then there's not a whole lot of extras as you get a look. You said Kane and Heinen have both been off to good starts this season here for Champlin Park. And their big goal tonight, according to Coach Dossett, is just to possess the ball a lot. We want to keep it away from Maple Grove, take their offensive pressure away from them by making them have to try and get the ball back from us as we possess it a little bit here. And again, first game here for the Rebels on their home field, and first game on grass for Maple Grove as well. So both teams, the one good side, if you want to think about it, is that football is not using the field this fall.
Right.
Obviously, we're not having football right now, so the field is probably in about as primo of shape as it's been at this time of year in a long time or ever here at Champlin Park.
Yeah, I was down there earlier. The pitch itself is very soft. It's in great shape. The only thing that you have to be careful is if you're Maple Grove, the use of that artificial turf, this ball is not going to sail as much on the ground. It's going to slow down on you, so it's going to affect your passing.
Yeah, I was noticing in the girls' game, you really have to remind yourself to come and meet passes. Yes. The ball's going to be slower getting to you than what the guys are used to with the turf field. But obviously, that's all part of it. Playing a little bit of your season on grass and quite a bit of it on turf. And as both coaches said, hey, we're just happy to be here.
Yes.
11 games instead of 16, or maybe playoffs, maybe not playoffs. But we thought there was a very real possibility we go to the attack here. Anyamale hemmed in a little bit, but got it away to Barty. Barty trying to spin free, but pressured by Kane, and then Barty gets it back and splits between two, gets a pass across, and Givens able to win that race ahead of Kebajana there for Maple Grove, but still not a bad start for the Crimson. And now turnover here. Speaking with a couple of the Maple Grove players preseason, they said one thing, we definitely lost some size from last year. They had some big guys that graduated, but so we've got good technical skill and a pretty deep group. And Champlin Park kind of said the same. Coach Dossett said this might be about as deep a group as we've had. We don't necessarily have the one or two superstars that everybody in the conference fears, but we have maybe as many good players as we've had on the team, in quite some time.
So now it's a matter of putting it together as the Rebels come on the attack.
broken up there, and France heading it. High bouncer here toward midfield. Rebels quickly try and turn it back, and Barty charges up to briefly break that up at Champlin Park, able to regain control. Now Kane with a quick, sharp turn with it. Avoids a defender, but fires the shot that'll go just wide of the mark. Had Jonas Kane with him on his left as well, and I think they're not sure if he didn't see him or just didn't feel like there was an angle to get that one through. Got away a decent attempt, but wide of the mark.
Yeah, he was about a couple feet off to the far post.
Strong header there off the goal kick from Waldrum. Rebels aggressive to it again there. The long header will get to Kane. Crosses this ball here, looking for a turnaround try, and the shot will sail just wide from Heinen, who already has 4 goals early in the season, and you could kind of see why right there, even though that one didn't quite go in, and he says, yeah, that was the pass that I needed right there. They get more chances like that, and chances are it could be a long night for the Crimson keeper, because that was a pretty good opportunity.
That was an excellent opportunity, and maybe an opportunity lost with the keeper way out of the goal position. The only thing between the back of the net and the ball was a defender standing there.
Mitch Olsen to Kane, and then that pass intercepted. Pretty impressive passing really for both clubs in the early going here. I mean, it hasn't taken long for them to work the ball into scoring position. You kind of get the feeling this is, you know, knock on wood, but maybe not going to be one of those 0-0 or 1-0 kind of games, at least if this pace that we see early continues, as the teams look like they're capable of generating a little bit of offense. Ooh, ouch. Peters going down hard.
Trips over the foot. Now he's hobbling on one leg. So I wonder if he may have hurt his ankle when he made contact with the other player.
Looks like it is going to be a free kick. The freshman, Guadagno, lining it up here for Maple Grove. And actually he is going to give way now to Damon Humphrey. Take that left-footed free kick, hooks it to the front, but headed out of traffic there. Rebels there first defensively, and nicely so. And that ball lost by Animales. So throw in coming up here for Champlin Park. Humphrey first to that ball for the Crimson, and then Anyamale getting possession here. Merrick hustling back in to bother him.
Now getting some help because he's still got the ball and finally gives up possession, but it's going to be a throw-in for the Crimson.
Merrick doing good work to get back in there, although pretty good, impressive effort by Anyamale there. Almost got through. Tried to get a return to Humphrey. Now it does get back to him, but Merrick is there to knock it at least partly out of danger. Hustling over there was Teddy Miller. Now a high bouncer out front. Rebels getting the better of things in the air on that one. But Maple Grove trying to go right back on the attack, and then intercepted by Cullen Mork.
And here come the Rebels on the far side.
Heinen with some speed up the side there, ran into traffic, and he took a hard tackle. Heinen slow to get up, play on as they rule that one was clean. This will be a throw for Champlin Park. Barty thought it was knocked away from him, but it will be Rebels possession here as they'll take the throw. No score on the board here, about 6 minutes in. We saw one pretty good chance already for Champlin Park, and Maple Grove's also had some decent offensive possession, although nothing in terms of dangerous attempts so far. A little shoulder-to-shoulder battle there, and Bloss won it for Champlin Park. Olsen putting a nice pass ahead here. Now Kane turns and receives, and a nice return out there to Jonas Kane, coming hard up the left side. chipping it. Here's the opportunity out front and just over the net. Another good chance there for Champlin Park as Cole Bridson came to meet that one. Look at this great pass, Kane, and then another nice one here from Jonas Kane, chipping it to the front. Oh boy.
Nice cross, and you can just see.
Can't get much better of a setup than those two passes, and close opportunity again for Champlin Park. And like on that first one, Sig, you know, you're disappointed you didn't finish, but at the same time, you're thinking, boy, if we can keep getting chances like that, we're going to have some business going.
Yeah, if you keep getting quality shots like that, eventually you're going to get one in. But those were two golden opportunities where the net was pretty much theirs to take. So Maple Grove dodging the bullet again.
Turnover force. Kane drops it back for Olsen. Tried to sneak that one through. Crimson able to force a turnover, and now they look to go to the attack. Gonna bang this one long up the middle. Couple players slipping, one for each side. It didn't end up hurting either. Cool enough that it wouldn't surprise me if there's a little bit of dew on the grass. We had a fair amount of rain the day before this game on Sunday, and a little bit into the morning perhaps too. Good contest so far. A couple of great chances for Champlin Park. And we are still at zeros here early in the first half. Pass broken up briefly there, but Crimson get it right back. Now playing it out wide to the right side here where Anyamale runs to it. He's going to drop that ball back from Miller. Miller sending one into the middle, and Givens will come out and get it in a little bit of traffic there. Maybe got a little bit more of that one than he wanted to give the keeper a range to get to it. Now look at Heinen go straight up the gut, looking for Kane to his right. Kane, the shot. Waldrom the save, the rebound, and another stop. And then it is banged out of there as Waldrom was trying to cover it up. The D wasn't going to take any chances and booted it out. Two big saves in a row there by Waldrom as Heinen and Kane showing why they are off to such good starts this year.
Watch the keeper right there with the kick save. Then comes again. Whoops. Here we go.
See,
there's a kick save. Here's the second one. Brings it down, and then the other defender comes over and clears it out.
Here's the header, and that one was a near miss as well, as Jonas Kane was in position to nearly direct that one home, and Champlin Park buzzing the net pretty good here in the opening moments of this first half. A little collision there, and the Rebels win it. Return pass there for Olsen, and now he will chip it up the middle. Bloss tapping it ahead, but Barty wins that ball and gets it back. But then the next pass taken away. Here's Humphrey cutting across the middle. His pass, though, intercepted. Rebels to the offense. Leo Kane with it. Good speed to the outside here, and now trying to cut it back to the middle, but well played defensively that time. Ended up clearing it out of play, but a nice play to stop it by the young freshman, Guadagno, for Maple Grove. School this size and a program this good, if you're making the starting lineup as a freshman there of any Guadagno, that's pretty impressive. Throwing up coming here for Merrick for Champlin Park. There's Guadagno getting a piece of that one, and it'll go out off of the Rebels. A throw coming here for Maple Grove. Barty trying to play it up the line, but it'll be Bloss getting there first, and he's going to use his keeper as he sends it back to Givens. Up the middle, intercepted. Crimson trying to attack, but good aggressive defense. Oops, a little bit of a shove there as Mitchell Olsen had on the Crimson France cut in front of him, and Olsen just kind of ran through him there. But good aggressive, I mean, okay, that's a foul for sure, but his play to knock that away initially was good. See, and you see guys with good closing speed like that. Here's a shot that'll sail high and wide. And a goal kick upcoming. Maple Grove trying to sell it as though maybe Givens had touched that one and there was going to be a corner, but it didn't appear so, and the referee says nope, goal kick. Heinen flicking that one ahead. Miller comes to get it, and then onto the foot of Humphrey as Maple Grove, good quick passing gets them into their offense. Anyamele's pass back, and that one broken up. Kane coming back to meet it. And Leo Kane getting a return at midfield, jabbed away from him though by Humphrey. Here's Maple Grove.
Hey, where you go?
Peters dropping it back, Barty. Little spin away here, almost a jersey tug, and then that one broken up. Nice job there by Canny for Champlin Park. It'll be a throw coming here for the Rebels. Well, I tell you what, Sig, when you no time to hang your head if there's a little turnover, because both teams have been very quick in transitioning to offense. Not that that's ever a good idea in any game, but particularly here tonight.
Yeah, you have to be aware all the time. It's a fast-paced game on offense and defense, and the transition of both teams on the counters has been pretty good.
Merrick hammering that one out of danger, so a throw here for Maple Grove. They didn't do that one so well, though, so a throw-in coming up for Champlin Park. You really kind of hate those unforced change of possession like that, where you don't even get one good touch out of it on a throw-in.
Yeah, in a game like this, you don't want to give up an opportunity if you have it to possess the ball.
Outside for Heinen, chipping for Kane, trying to run it down here. Was a little bit behind him. Drops the pass back. They try to go back for him. Kane with the left-footed cross. It's going to be a corner kick upcoming as Miller was able to block it but not control it. So corner coming up here for Champlin Park as they have had, 3 or 4 real good chances in the early going, 2 on 1 possession, and just haven't quite been able to put one away yet, but they've been buzzing the net. Cullen Mork, one of their captains, will line it up for the corner kick here, as you got to look there at Holden Waldrum, who's been busy in net. They come low, short side. Waldrum a save. Champlin Park saying that the ball was over the goal line. It had to be awful close, but Waldrum, who was back deep in his goal, swatted it out. And the Rebels, a couple of them that were closest to the net, were convinced that ball might have been, into the net.
Well, maybe we can see it on replay. Remember, the ball has to go completely over the end line for it to count. Partial doesn't matter. But boy, I tell you, that was an impressive save.
Yeah, nice header, and the Rebels again. Here's another ball. And Miller just broke that one up, or Kane would have been in with a pretty good chance again, it looked like, for Champlin Park. We have not lacked for drama here. The game we saw last week, Totino and Armstrong was 0-0 at halftime, and there were basically no chances. That has not been the case here.
It's been a lot of chances, a lot of good defense.
Givens in to scoop it up. Let's get another look at how deep Waldrum is into his net. Boy, again, that has to be awful close.
Let's see if we can slow it down here.
Looks like he kept it out.
He did. I think he kept it out.
He was excited about it. Meanwhile, he saw a couple of the Champlin Park guys signaling that it could be a goal, and it was obviously tough to tell. Certainly the ball didn't, reach the net or anything like that. It would have had to been just over the line in the air, and he was able to fight it off. So Waldrum, you like some action early, but maybe not quite as much as he's had.
A little bit more than you bargained for.
Free kick from midfield here for the Rebels. In on one bounce, but Crimson get first touch on it. And then volleyed out to midfield. A little flick on that ball and trying to sprint after it, but instead the Rebels wind up with it here as Olsen looking for Kane and then hammered out back the other direction. Ball did get over the line here. We will get a throw coming for Maple Grove. So one thing, obviously, too, Sig, we talked about, on the grass field, a ball played up the line like that, you got to make sure you're not giving up on it soon, because a lot of these times it might still hug that line a lot more here on grass than it would on turf.
That's a good point. Well, we have a second. The center referee for this match is Ty Biasco. AR1 is Greg Adler, and AR2 is Akeem Adaniji.
Modano throwing it in, and then it's knocked out of play by Bridson. I don't think he meant to hit it quite like that. We will get a throw here for Maple Grove. Levi Dunlap has checked in, number 49 for Maple Grove. And Kane able to knock it ahead. Ooh, and a collision there as Miller came up to meet it, and a clean play. Now they get a hold or push there against the Rebels, as we'll get a free kick coming up. Kane and Miller met up there. Miller knew it was going to be trouble if he didn't get to that ball, or at least break this up a little bit, and he got to it, and a collision, clean. But I think clean. Yeah.
Clean. Yeah, it was no advantage to either player, so referee called that one properly.
Well, already in this first half, though, Sig, you can see why Kane and then Heinen, who's got the ball right now, have already put up some numbers for the Rebels. They've shown an ability to really generate some offense. Barty getting it ahead, and here comes Maple Grove with a little bit of numbers forward here as Isaiah Silver, then that pass knocked away. Crimson trying to get their shape back here as they recover that ball. Peters spinning to the middle but lost it. Then Barty came up and forced a turnover. Now Dunlap trying to get a step. He's held up just a little bit there by Bloss. Rebels recover, but maybe didn't make the play they wanted to there, as that ball back into the field of play there for France, and now Dunlap. Dunlap gets away the left-footed cross, headed away, and now Bridson will turn and bring it upfield. Crimson will force a turnover again. Here's Humphrey chipping it, and a one-hopper. Givens coming in to grab that one. Those ones can be a little scary, as it wasn't a big high bounce, it was more waist high, but handled it flawlessly. Now to the outside, Dunlap. He was met there by Brandon Bloss. And going to be a corner kick upcoming here for Maple Grove, I believe. Yes.
Yep. Their first corner.
Dunlap will send it short, and now Humphrey chipping it to the far post. Ooh, and Givens able to snare that one. Maple Grove going with the element of surprise there, and Humphrey he's got a good long leg on free kicks, and that time obviously not a free kick, but just went quick with the corner and gave it to Humphrey to serve that one up, and boy, he put it just where he wanted to on that far post.
Yeah, that was more dangerous than it looked.
Maple Grove, after giving up some really good chances, kind of swinging the field back their way a little bit in these last couple of minutes. And we will get a throw coming here for Champlin Park, as we have now passed the halfway point of the first half. And again, if you're just joining us, it is 0-0, but we have not lacked for chances, especially for Champlin Park. They've had about 4 grade A opportunities already in this first half. Maple Grove, not as many, but they have certainly not been dominated either. They've had some offense of their own.
Yeah, looking over at the stats guy, we got 3 shots on goal for Champlin Park and 1 shot on goal for the Maple Grove Crimson.
And there's Waldron jumping into traffic to field that one on one hop here for Maple Grove. Knocked away there and collision, but play goes on. France sending it ahead. Taken away, Rebels trying to quickly go back to offense. Met there though by Miller. Nice footwork by Barty to win that ball. Steps past a defender. Double team arrives, so he drops it back. And then Barty takes it back, and he'll take a long shot. And Givens, I think, didn't want to take a chance that maybe it hit a defender's foot, so he wasn't going to give up that possible corner kick and just scooped it up. Connie ahead for Heinen, but Crimson there is Heinen, though, shrugging off Miller to get that ball back, but then he didn't get a lot on that pass, and it's re-intercepted by Maple Grove. That'll be out off of Dunlap, and we'll get a throw here for Champlin Park. Quick pace to this one, and again, I said, yes. I think, even though lovers of summer might say the temperatures dropped a little sooner and a little farther than you'd like, I think for these players, this temperature is a good one for being able to just get out there and run, and probably less likely that we'll see some of the stoppage for cramps that we've seen in the first couple games and that type of thing.
Pretty unlikely you'll have that. You probably have a higher chance of twisting an ankle with the way the turf plays. Maple Grove with an opportunity.
A little quick discussion here for Maple Grove about what they want to do. Humphrey's got the big leg, but he's going to let it go. And then this shot sailing up and over the top. Tried to cross Givens up a little bit there, but instead they missed the net. Goal kick upcoming here for Champlin Park. Couple of subs getting set to come in for Champlin Park. Caden Vinar, number 38, and number 20, Alfredo Perez, coming on for the Rebels.
Now into the match for the Rebels, number 20, junior Alfredo Perez.
Givens is going to come short with this ball to Bloss. Puts it on the ground there for Vinar, and then broken up. Rebels jump in and get the takeaway here, and an opportunity up the left side. Micah Kenny cutting it to the middle, but ran into a defender there.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit taken aback by the 1-on-3 that he was facing and decided to wait for his teammates to come up there, and credit Maple Grove for getting back quickly on defense.
Humphrey sending it long here. Now Peters runs it down. Rebels able to keep that ball in up the line, and then volleyed right back into Champlin Park zone. And here's Dunlap trying to get free for an opportunity here. Pushes it to the outside, chipping it, and just in between a couple of players. Run down there by France, trying to get a little space. Puts it out front, and Givens, I think he was maybe trying to draw a corner kick as much as any, because he had two defenders on him, hoping to hit a foot and get that one out. Instead, it rolled right harmlessly to the keeper, Givens. Misfire on the pass there, almost led to a turnover, then knocked back the other way. Micah Canny racing after it. He's all alone for the moment. Pulls it back this time. Now gets the pass back, and he will sail that one way up and over the top. And a goal kick upcoming here for Maple Grove, as you see Micah Canny involved in a couple of offensive surges there after he'd come into the game not too long ago here for the Rebels. Little under 15 to play in the opening half. Champlin Park's had the better of the chances so far. Overall play has been a little more even, but the chances in terms of actual real chances definitely for Champlin Park.
Right, yeah, two quality shots that were literally on an open net. Couldn't get it in there. Here's an opportunity for the Crimson.
Stopped and dropped it back. Now this shot, or actually a crossing pass, will come all the way through. And to the other side, it'll be a throw coming here for Champlin Park, as Isaiah Silver not able to find a guy in a white jersey there to receive that ball coming through the middle. Throw in for the Rebels is not a particularly good one, so we get a throw coming now for Maple Grove.
They're trying to figure out where the ball crossed the touchline. And Wait a minute. Oh, no.
Yeah, he was telling him up farther not give the ball to him.
Right.
So Guadagno will throw it in. And Humphrey in the right place at the right time to steal that one. Nice ball ahead here, and then a little drop back. Silver trying to find some space. Barty faked the pass back, and now will turn it toward the goal. Couple of defenders staying with him, though. Barty won it back nicely, though, to Dunlap. Cleared away from him. It'll be a throw for Maple Grove.
Good individual skills that time, keeping the ball in possession of Maple Grove and now getting the throw in.
Guadagno will throw it in here for Maple Grove. Dunlap had it knocked away. Another throw coming for the Crimson. Again, later in the half, they've had the ball in the Rebel zone a lot more than what we were seeing earlier, but now this one knocked away. Hammered out of there by Jordan Ross. And it'll get over the touchline. Throw coming for Maple Grove. They've kind of succeeded in starting to get things going more their way here later in the half.
Yeah, they have. They've been connecting better on the passes and penetrating the defense.
Franz dropped the pass back. Anyamale had that one blocked. Carter Sheard chases it down, giving it to Miller. Quaros for Guadagno, but didn't connect on that one. We will get a throw coming here for the Rebels as they're allowed to bring in a sub. Mitchell Olson back in.
Now returning to the match for Rebels number 19, Mitchell Olson.
Benar getting the throw in there. Here's Micah Canny, and down he went. Foul call against the Crimson. Cullen Mork lining this one up on the free kick. Bounces into the middle. Oh, an opportunity there, and this will be a corner upcoming as Benar got a pretty good wind-up on that one. Oh, I guess not going to be a corner. That'll be a goal kick. Thought it had hit a defender as well. And instead it's a goal kick for the Crimson as Waldrum line it up.
Number 9, Leo Kane.
I think Maple Grove, you're seeing them maybe a little bit of their inexperience defensively as they've allowed a few more good looks than they would like in the early going, although Miller with a nice tackle there. It will be a corner coming up for the Rebels, though, as Kane would just come back in. He will line it up for the corner kick, or he'll give it over to Cullen Mork, rather, for the corner, as they nearly had one off a corner earlier. We'll see what Champlin Park can do this time. That time it's all Maple Grove out front. Right back out, though, to Mork. Serving this one, and Heinen with the header that goes just wide. And again, not directly off the corner, but they get a pretty good chance on the second opportunity there.
It's a matter of maintaining possession and then getting another crack at it.
And sometimes those second ones can be just as good because everybody's, you're not in the same position you were, and you get a opportunity maybe that turns out a little bit better even.
Yeah, you would have a better opportunity because players have moved out of the way for the corner. They usually bunch up together, and you don't know who's going to come out where.
Merrick lofting this one. Heinen trying to trap it down and go. Instead, the Crimson able to clear it. Kane over to watch it go, and then throws it in for Heinen. Miller getting that ball out of there. Barty almost had it taken by Kane, but it'll be a throw here for Maple Grove.
I'm going to keep an eye on 37 Barty. I think he may have dinged up a shin or ankle or something because he was walking a little bit gingerly.
Playing it up the line here. Merrick's going to give it back to Givens. And he'll distribute it out to the right. Collins getting that ball ahead, and now Heinen trying to come back. Here's Kane to it, playing it out to the outside. Looking to go back to Heinen. The Crimson, though, got a piece of it, and then Miller clears it. They have a pretty good sense of where each other's going to be, though. That one nearly turned into a chance again. Rebels win it back here, but not for long. And Yamele coming up the right side for Maple Grove, but a nice job to jump in and break that one up. Crimson get it back though, and France trying to trap it down to himself, but couldn't quite control it enough. And then he breaks it up though, and Barty sending it back for Humphrey. This one's going to roll all the way to the box, and Givens will grab it up. And he will bang that one up the right side. Humphrey's going to get there first for Maple Grove. That one kind of played into the middle of everyone, and the Rebels will get there first. Now ahead, here's Kane, cutting it back. Drops it off right side. Kane was knocked down.
He was looking for a foul. Referee said, I don't think so.
Rebels keeping possession here as Collins sends it ahead. And now the turnover forced. Maple Grove going to try and just bang this one long and see what can happen out of it. Going to play it back to Givens here. Out to Bloss on the left side. And back for Merrick. Nice job coming back to meet that pass, but then a turnover forced. And Yamali dropping it back. Barty trying to get control again, pushes it to the outside. Neither guy giving up on that ball. It's going to be a throw for Maple Grove as a turnover didn't cost Champlin Park immediately, but it still might.
Yeah, it still cost them, eventually the cost them possession. Here's a look at Barty. I think he's laboring a little bit.
Yeah, it does look like it, doesn't it? So a throw in here for the Crimson. Under 6 minutes to go here in this first half. We are scoreless. Comes back out now. Here's France. Had it knocked away, and follow up by Humphrey is deflected away. Heinen knocking that one over to Kane. Slams on the brakes, cuts it back to the middle, and then lost it. I don't know if he wanted a call there. It was interesting. He just kind of stopped.
Yeah, he did.
Guess we did have a foul call there. Yeah, maybe.
That's why he stopped.
Yeah, there might have been a whistle that didn't blow strongly there, I think, because a few players stopped and a few didn't. And I didn't hear it up here. Merrick will chip this one. Now Kane pushes it out to the left to go get it. Gonna send one way across. Battle for it out near midfield. And ultimately it'll be a throw for the Rebels. Perez up with it. Playing it on the ground. They tried to go right back to him, but Barty read it and took it. Now France. Sending it up the left side. That one pinballs back and forth as John Endo over there for Champlin Park. Rebels will be making a change as Thomas Segbe will come in.
Go Thomas!
So a throw here for Champlin Park. Ball intercepted near midfield, and Maple Grove gonna switch fields here and send it way across. Verdano getting it ahead now to Anyamali. Being defended hard there by Perez, but kept it. Barty waiting for that one, and instead it was picked off by Olsen. Here's Heinen trying to turn and go, but well defended there.
Kind of rolled him off the ball and then created the turnover.
And that ball to an open area, but Rebels will get there. Good hustle by Collins to run up onto that one. Throw, though, coming for Maple Grove. Been really back and forth since Champlin Park had those real good chances in the fairly early going.
I think both defenses have tightened up in the last 10, 12 minutes. Not giving up any quality shots.
And I think we're seeing a little bit more impatience too with, we were seeing maybe a couple of 2, 3, 4 passes connecting on the way upfield for the teams earlier on. Not seeing quite as much of that now. They're getting a little bit to a point where they're, looking to send the ball long on a few occasions, particularly Maple Grove. Foul call there against the Rebels, so free kick coming up here for Maple Grove. Maple Grove, as I said, into the top 10 this week at number 6 after defeating Centennial, and prior to that, Rogers last week. Pass dropped off and then chipped back the other way, but follow-up opportunity, but mishit a little bit as Barty got underneath that one and drives it high and wide. So we will get a goal kick upcoming here for the Rebels from Champlin Park. Darius Givens, their junior keeper, hasn't really had to make any tough saves so far, but he's been involved a lot. They seem to like to use him. Defenders are confident in his handling of the ball, so they'll give it back to him.
Yeah, that's been working for them so far.
Kane frustrated with himself there as he saw an opportunity but couldn't quite control that one. Verdano getting it in there, Anyamali dropping it off, but he couldn't quite connect on that pass. It'll go out of play, and a throw coming here for Maple Grove as we're down under 50 seconds to play in this opening half. Both teams trying to make sure they play this one out and you don't, kind of lose your concentration in that last minute and give something up. Barty tapped it around the first defender, but then help arrived. It'll be another throw here for Maple Grove. Daniel will throw it in. Return pass was knocked away. It'll be another throw coming for Maple Grove, and time starting to be dwindling here as we'll be under 10 when the time they get it in.
They bet they get it in pretty quick.
Verdano trying to throw it into the box, headed out of there, and time is going to wind down to zeros here. So even though it is scoreless, an entertaining first half, Champlin Park had really 4 great chances in that first half, not able to finish them. Maple Grove came back and played better as the half went on. So we get into halftime still at 0-0 here. The Crimson and the Rebels. First half highlights and then our second half of soccer on the way here on CCX.
Hi, I'm John Jacobson from CCX Media, and this is our production truck that we roll out of our garage hundreds of times each year. Now, we use this for corporate events, concerts in the park, and other music events, city parades, and of course, over 150 high school games here in the northwest suburbs that we televise each year. Let's go take a tour now of what this truck looks like on the inside. Now let us show you some of the equipment that is involved in putting together a TV broadcast here at CCX, starting with our video production switcher. Now this is where our director will sit during a game or an event that you may be watching online or on our channel. He'll be here pushing the buttons, switching cameras when you watch a game and see it go from one shot to another. That all happens here, where he has to punch a certain button to get to another camera or to call up a replay, bring in a graphic. All of that happens here through the production switcher. This is our video replay system that we use at CCX. Now our replay operator will sit near the director, and he or she will be able to see all the video that were being inputted from our different cameras and be able to find the best replays. And when you watch a game and we replay a great play that just happened and analyze it on TV, it all happens here, and the replay operator has to be quick on their feet and pick out which shot is the best, and oftentimes we'll have multiple replays of a great basket or touchdown or whatever it is, and that person can see all the different replay options they have from the cameras that we have set up. They can also build video highlight packages that will run at halftime or at the end of a game or between periods of a game, depending on the sport, and other video pieces. It all happens here at the replay system. As important as video is to a television production, so too is audio. And this is the board that our audio engineers will sit at during a telecast, during one of our games. They control the mic levels and the mics themselves for the announcers of a game that you might be watching. They can also play music, say under some of those replays that we talked about before, or going into a break, just by hitting a number of different music selections that we have up here. Also, any commercials that play, the audio for those commercials will play out of this board as well. So a very important component of what we do here at CCX during our productions. Our truck also supports 5 broadcast quality cameras with full control here in the truck of the color, brightness, and a variety of other things that make that video rich to you at home. Finally, this is our graphics station. This is where our graphics operator will sit during a game, bringing up graphics, say a player's name during a game, maybe their statistics to that point, full screen graphics as we call them, with high school rankings or standings, as well as what we call the score bug. And that is when you turn into a game wanting to know what the score is, how much time is left. It's right there on your screen pretty much all the time. That happens here at this station as well. So graphics, obviously a huge part of watching a game or an event that we produce here at CCX. So there you have it. Now you know a little bit more about what goes into the production of a CCX event. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'm John Jacobson.
Welcome back here to Champlin Park High School. Maple Grove and Champlin Park tied at 0-0 here at halftime of the boys' game. And we said these are two of the only 3 teams that came into tonight tied for first in the Northwest Suburban. As you see, Blaine also won its first couple of games as well. And got Park Center at 1-0-1. The Rebels have them coming up soon. And Anoka and Centennial have split their first couple of games. And you see Armstrong and TG, neither team scored a goal in their first couple games. The good news is they didn't give up any either, so they didn't lose games either. A couple of ties for them, and you see the bottom portion of the conference. Obviously, a lot can happen, as we talked about in an earlier game. It's possible that there won't be any playoffs at all, so then all of a sudden the conference title is really restored to being something that you're really aiming for. So it'll be interesting to see how things shake out in the 11-game regular season schedule. Well, we said we did not lack for chances in that first half, particularly at Champlin Park's offensive end. Maple Grove had to fight off some opportunities. Get another look at some of the action that first half. Kane getting it over to Heinen, then his turnaround as the keeper was charging out, just missed. Then Kane dropping it off to the outside. Jonas Kane with a chip, and just tapped over the net by a charging Cole Bridson right there. So there's two really great chances. And then they get 2-on-1 play as Heinen leaves it for Kane here. Great stop. Follow-up try, another save, and then cleared out of there. And then they even had, I think I shorted them one. There was one off a corner kick that was a near miss as well for Champlin Park. Right here, as you see, just fought off. Rebels thought maybe the ball had crossed the goal line in the air there. Waldrum says no, and it turns out he was right. Maple Grove, maybe their best chance right there, as that one hooked high in the post, but Givens a pretty good-sized keeper, and he got it. And you look at the stats for the first half.
And as expected, Rebels with a 9-6 advantage, shots on goal 4-1, fouls 3-4, and corner kicks 2-1.
So Maple Grove did succeed in getting a little more chances later in that first half, although I think overall you'd certainly have to say the Rebels had the best of things in the opening half, but we are still at zeros. We'll see who comes out on top here. Again, no overtime in regular season games, so these teams even more important to try and get that edge, get something on the board here. Champlin Park trying to get back to create some of the offense like they saw in the first half. We'll be right back here to Champlin Park High School.
Who's most at risk for coronavirus? People over 65, people with underlying medical conditions like heart disease, chronic lung disease, asthma, diabetes, people undergoing cancer treatment, and people with weakened immune systems. What should you do if you or a loved one is at higher risk? Avoid close contact with people. Avoid crowds. Stay home if you can. Wash your hands frequently. Learn more ways to protect yourself and others at coronavirus.gov.
Hi, everyone. Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that after 75 years, Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
My son Andrew was always a joy to be around. I always taught him to be accepting of other people. That's why when Andrew was suddenly fired from his teaching job for being gay, my heart just broke. As a parent, how do you prepare your child for something like that? I hope we get to a place where people will be treated with respect, equality, and love.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
You're home before sunrise, on top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
And welcome back here, along with Sig Liggery, I'm Jay Wilcox. There you see the Champlin Park Rebels tied up with Maple Grove at halftime here of this boys contest. And Champlin Park, it isn't often that you get as many golden chances as they did in the first half and then still have 0. So in that part, disappointing. But like we said at the time, you're feeling good that you're creating chances at least. I think you'd feel much worse if you just didn't have much offense at all to speak of.
I think the big thing is they had 4 good quality shots, but 2 of them were, literally open net. I think a lot of shots have been skied in the first on both sides. The beginning underneath the ball because of the surface. grass is kind of soft, so it's very easy to get way too far underneath the ball, and that's what makes them go high and over the net.
Rebels will have it to begin half number 2 here. Referee checks with both keepers and gives Heinen the go-ahead, and we are underway here in the second half. Cool but beautiful early September evening here at Champlin Park High School. And again, for Rebels fans, the first home game after 2 on the road, and then they've got a nice little stretch of home games, including later this week when they host Park Center, and then next Tuesday against Rogers. So 3 in a row at home is the way it worked out. Rebels will get a free kick out of it here as Merrick comes up to send it. Pretty decent location here for them to maybe be able to generate something as well. Into the middle, there's Heinen coming to meet it. He got to it, but couldn't quite direct it in. Obviously, Heinen, good skill, but also pretty good size, and he kind of weaved his way through traffic and got to that one.
The ball was just a little bit on the low side, so you couldn't really get a good contact with the header.
Knock to the outside here. And nice footwork to keep that ball alive there by Jenna for Maple Grove, but then the pass knocked away. And Heinen, a nice job to come and meet that one. Heinen getting around the D, puts it out front, missed the first wave, but the second try then is blocked. Rebels still dangerous with it here, trying to go back over to that right side, but nobody home. Boy, Heinen showed some great both speed and the skill, the way he turned with that ball. Ooh, Kane coming in with, got the arm up a little bit. Gonna be a throw in here for Maple Grove, and Champlin Park coming out aggressive to begin this second half. I think Maple Grove coaches probably telling their guys, you know what, we need to match their intensity because so far we haven't. Long for Heinen here, but it'll be Waldrum coming out to meet it. Here's Kane trying to shoot one through to Heinen. Gonna have to clear it off the field. We'll get a throw coming here for Champlin Park. And boy, again, you're seeing Kane and Heinen. Great skill, great speed. They're gonna
good passing.
Yeah, they're gonna create some headaches for opponents all year long, I think, aren't they?
No doubt about that.
Merrick taking the throw here, comes to the near post. Oh, and that one deflecting. Waldrum kind of just right place at the right time as there's a little uncertainty on the D, and that ball wound up right in his lap.
Well, sometimes luck is better than skill.
It just felt like it was in between everyone enough that nobody was quite sure who was going to take that ball. And almost was a little bit of a gift. Rebels getting back to the attack again, sending one for Heinen. Ooh, and a big-time collision there. Play on, and Rebels bench isn't happy.
No, they're not, but that was no foul call on that exchange. Heinen getting up and...
Interesting that he didn't really say a lot. His coaches and teammates did for him a little bit, but... Play to the outside. Rebels trying to get after it again. Now Kane receiving it from Perez. Leo Kane sending one up for Heinen. Can he get there? Knocked away. It's going to be a corner, I think. Nope. Goal kick.
Goal kick. He managed to ricochet off Heinen's foot. Heinen going, what the heck? Good attitude. I like that.
Goal kick here for Waldrum, but Maple Grove has to be a little concerned. The play is tilted toward their end of the field, very much so in the early going of the second half.
Yeah, they've been back on their heels these first 5 minutes.
Merrick will throw it in here for Champlin Park. Looking toward Heinen, and a beautiful throw it was. Heinen trying to knock that one off a defender, but Crimson able to handle it. Jenna.
Trying to get it out of their zone, but the Rebels are just hounding them.
And then Jenna will knock it away. We get a throw coming for Champlin Park. They've just been a step quicker to the ball in these first few minutes. Merrick looking toward Heinen again. Knocked loose, but recovered in an opportunity. Perez's pass deflected, but Heinen gets it, puts it out front. And that one deflects all the way through. I think it'll be a throw for the Rebels as, it hit a defender, but again, a dangerous chance.
Oh, they're saying Maple Grove has it.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't see. Well, now they're saying they're going the other way. All right. We'll let the officials figure it out. Let's see if we can take a look at it. Comes the outlying pass.
Yeah, I thought it definitely hit a defender. Yeah. Honestly, I think it might have been a case of, I was guilty of this too, just like the referee, that when the team just changed ends, you have it in your head about still from the first half who's going which way. I think might have been the case there. Rebels quickly win that ball back, but not for long. Now Barty lifting it ahead. Merrick back to get it for Champlin Park. Gets the return from Collins. Merrick playing it ahead to himself and then left his feet and ran over Barty, and I think we're going to see a yellow card perhaps here.
I think you're right.
Yeah, Merrick came jumping at him there, and I don't know if it was necessarily on purpose, but it was definitely kind of a dangerous one. I think probably a nice call to make there. Yeah, he got the knee up. And
he jumped up at him, so, got to call that.
And you often think of it as being a defensive player who's going to commit a foul like that, but it certainly can go that way too. And
it did.
And it did, and it was the right call. So Damon Humphrey will line it up for the free kick as Maple Grove tries to get its first offensive push of this second half. They have been pretty well back on their heels to begin our second half. You see Merrick getting ready to check right back in at first opportunity. Franz takes the pass here, looking to get a little space. Couldn't get it around the defender though. Crimson will regroup out top. Nice ball out to Humphrey. Oops, handball there is bounced up into the left hand of Carter Sheard. So a free kick coming here for the Rebels. Referee explaining to him here, I thought it was a handball call against Maple Grove, but apparently not. With the drop here.
Apparently the start wasn't fair, so they're going to do it again.
Both teams a little unsure of the deal here.
It's going to be a Champlin Park possession.
So Mork will put his foot to it here for the Rebels. Quick turnover though, taken by the Crimson, and that one bounced free. Had to avoid a handball there, so he avoided that ball, and it went all the way through to Peters.
Oh no, the sprinklers are coming on.
Oh, Kane, look out. We're going to have to hold on here as the sprinklers are doing their duty there. I heard it before I saw it. That's not what we needed.
No. This is really going to mess up the field.
The question here, you'll get a look at as the play's going upfield. Like, uh-oh. Doesn't look like anybody ran directly through it. I guess that's the good part. But now the question is how easy or not is it to get these turned off? That did not take long.
That's good. However, the damage has been done. Now we have a wet field.
But if we had had a little rain, it wouldn't be any different,
No.
I guess. So it's not too big a deal. But it's the opening night, right?
Right.
For the Rebels at home here.
You have to deal with whatever happens. This will be a drop ball. Champlin Park with possession. Clock starts again.
Up the line for Collins. Knocked away, though. He lost it. It will be a throw for the Crimson. Oops. Referee kind of indicating he's had enough because he said both sides. And
I think he was tired of all the complaining.
Foul call there against the Rebels as Franz went down hard. Humphrey will line it up here. He's telling his guys, push forward here. I can get this ball a lot deeper than where you're setting up.
And he was right.
Into the middle, and Givens comes out, deftly avoids traffic and gets to it.
Well, it's kind of risky going that far out, but he's got the confidence, and he pulled it off.
Kane sending it over now. Perez coming back to meet it. Tried to go to Heinen, but it's just out of his reach, and Waldrum will scoop it up. Deflected out, throw in coming up here for Maple Grove. So they're trying to bounce back after being pretty well dominated to start the second half. The good news is, though, they didn't allow a goal or really even anything approaching one, but still they have to get their mojo going a little bit from their side of things. Meanwhile, Champlin Park's liking what's happening. Here's Kane controlling this one. Trying to get it through to Heinen. The angle just wasn't quite there. He tried to hook it around the defender. Really good idea there. It's just the spacing wasn't quite what it needed to be for that ball to happen.
And they just said Waldron was right there. He could have let it go for a goal kick. He decided to not take the chance and pick it up. And
teams trade turnovers here, but boy, you just get the feeling Maple Grove's kind of back on their heels a little bit. They're
a little tentative.
Yeah, it just feels like it, doesn't it? They're, the Rebels are meeting the ball better, and this one sent ahead, and Heinen no chance to get to that one. Waldrum will pick it up here. Waldrum made a couple of really big saves in the first half. He was maybe a little bit fortunate on a couple too, as they missed the net when he had come out and just plain missed.
Yeah, I could think of two where the net was just theirs for the taking.
Free kick coming here for Maple Grove as we're about 12 minutes into the second half. No score yet. Humphrey lofting one. Givens again up and able to grab it.
Just as before, Humphrey sent it deep and Givens was right there to pick it off.
Yeah, Givens, I think, pretty nice size keeper. It got to be about 6 feet, maybe a little better. And, looks pretty smooth going out to get it. Here's Heinen. And got underneath that one and rips it way up and over the top. Get a goal kick up coming here.
Neither side has gotten a shot on goal in the second half, and we're at 27 minutes to go.
So another rivalry game's coming up here. Maple Grove will be taking on Osseo Thursday night, and then next week their other District 279 rival Thursday again as they play at Park Center. So the schedule pretty straightforward this year. You're not playing any in the Northwest Suburban anyway. Not playing anybody twice, and not quite enough games to even play everybody once. So each meeting will be your only chance to, especially when you're a senior, your only last chance to beat Osseo or beat Park Center or beat Champlin Park. You know, for the Maple Grove perspective. Free kick here for the Rebels. Mork waiting for his teammates to make their runs here. Now chipping it and got that one in a little too deep, and Waldron didn't have too difficult a path to get to it. Now Barty pushing it ahead for Maple Grove. Dropping it back for Dunlap there, but one of the few times really the ball's been in this end of the field so far. Now Dunlap coming over to get it. They have some numbers, getting it for Silver, but broken up. There again is a kind of thing where Maple Grove just a little slow to the ball in comparison.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if they're not really calculating or understanding the speed of the ball on grass.
That could be part of it, but although this far into the game,
you'd think they would know that.
Yeah, it's you know, you kind of maybe throw that excuse out a little bit by the second half, I would hope.
Well, yeah, it depends on their mindset. With a delay of some kind, as now we're back in action. This will be a throw-in from the far side.
Radagno will throw it in here for Maple Grove. Endo got to it first for the Rebels, and now Heinen had it knocked away though. Nice play coming back to meet him there. It's Humphrey. Waldrum. Little risky there, playing that one right up the middle.
Yeah, that's why.
And then Heinen shot. We had a foul called as Kane was taken down, and that one might be on the list of plays. Like, okay, let's probably not do that again.
No. Put the ball down.
Whistle violation call. There's a free kick coming up.
So Champlin Park trying to create chances into goals, as they had some great ones in the first half. Not able to finish.
We have stoppage now.
And we're going to have a trainer coming out, as it looks like Waldrum, the goalkeeper, is shaken up a little bit.
Yeah, he's not feeling all that well.
Not positive, but it seemed as though perhaps he got one slightly south of the belt there.
Yes.
And I don't think from that shot you'd say he's in agony, but didn't feel great. And
Yeah,
he's going
he's
to kind of take a moment. It doesn't look like he's intending to come out, though.
No, you're right. It was he's more uncomfortable. Trying to walk it off.
Here's a look at some of what we've got coming up for you on CCX. We'll be back over at Wayzata for a Lake Conference doubleheader on Monday night. Wayzata boys ranked number 1 after starting the season with the win over Edina that we saw, and then again adding a win over Minnetonka as well. And we'll be at Breck next Thursday the 17th. A couple different opponents for the Mustangs girls and boys teams, and then Brooklyn Center boys game on the 18th, and now Champlin Park saying, you know, you stopped the game for the keeper, so therefore he should come out. And
they got a valid argument.
They're telling their captain, one of their captains, Nathan Collins, let's bring that to the center referee's attention. And yes, we are going to see a different keeper. He agrees. Tyler Werns coming in.
I'd venture a guess he's going to be in just until there's a stoppage.
And he fields a hard, low one hopper there. So welcome to the game there, Tyler.
What a way to come in, right?
Yeah. And this one will bounce out of play. Looks like they are going to leave him in the game just for the moment. So the Rebels trying to get back to the attack here. Olsen weaving his way through players. Now got it to Kane, knocked away from him. Barty, a big swing, but couldn't get it out of there. And now we get a call going against the Rebels here. We'll get a free kick for Maple Grove. And it looks like they're giving Holden Waldrum a little extra time, not trying to rush him back in there or anything. And who knows, it's possible maybe he won't come back in, but I agree with you. I thought he probably would right away.
Yeah, I really thought he would. He's obviously taking his time to make sure he's going to be okay, and he's getting ready to come in.
Knocked away into the middle of the field. Kane will get to it first. Gonna fight through a defender there. Then his pass broken up. And Kane knocks it down again. Knocked up high in the air. And we'll get a throw here for Champlin Park. And drop that pass back. Now it's the Crimson trying to get pressure on, but instead it's Rebels pushing it straight up the middle, but that pass right into a defender. Humphrey trying to get it, but didn't. Olsen keeps working forward. Play on as Barty's pass broken up. Now it's a little room for Damon Humphrey. Shipping it up the middle. That one sent right back though. Jordan Ross will boom it long up the left side here. Jonas Canny to it. Canny will rip a shot and he scores! Jonas Canny gets Champlin Park on the board. After several near misses in the first half, this time he lets it fly and scores just before the halfway point of the second half.
See the setup right here. And I don't think any keeper would have stopped that one. It was out of the range and up, right up in the edge of the net. What a beautiful goal.
Most of their other opportunities were in closer after passes, but he realized that the D had backed off just enough to allow him. He's like, okay, I got enough room to really get a clean shot here. And sometimes that matters more than being, closer. If you've got a clear lane to be able to drive that ball, and he did. Perfect look, and the Rebels take a 1-0 lead, and I would say deservedly so, based on the overall play.
Yes, I agree. They've had several golden opportunities and finally connected. That was a beautiful shot by Canny.
So we'll see if Maple Grove can battle back a little bit here, or if that gives the Rebels even more confidence offensively. Mork up with it here. Looking for Heinen. It gets over to Kane. Chipping it ahead for Heinen. It's onside. Oops. And Heinen misfired badly on that one. It's almost like he was changing his mind what he wanted to do with it.
I think halfway through, that's my golf swing. Halfway through, I changed my mind and I shank it.
It's easier to kind of laugh that one off when you just score, your team just scored too, though, because he knows that one will be on his team's blooper reel a little bit there, I think. But he's played a great game, so hard to fault him there.
No, you can't fault him. He's played a great game.
And this one out off the Crimson, so Champlin Park seeming to gather momentum from that goal and trying to add to the lead, which sits now at 1-0.
Yeah, Champlin Park would like nothing better than get another insurance goal.
Merrick will throw it in. Heinen tried to tap that one back out, I think, toward Merrick and didn't get much of it. It's into the bench, though, and it will be a throw again here for Champlin Park. Merrick's going to bring it to the middle. Miller was there first for the header. Anyameli coming up that right side. Knocked away, but it'll be a throw here for Maple Grove. The good news for Maple Grove is you say, well, haven't played a great second half here, but we are still within one. I mean, yeah, you're trailing now instead of at zeros, but you know that you're still very much in striking distance, but the difference is they'll need to pick it up. Foul call there against the Rebels. Free kick coming for Maple Grove. Damon Humphrey will take it. One thing Champlin Park maybe needs to be a little bit careful of is they've started to take fouls maybe at a little higher clip than they would like.
I was just looking over at the stats guys. They got 6 fouls in the second half. They only had 3 in the first half.
Givens punches it away and then lofted over the top of the net. Givens has shown a willingness to really come out into traffic, and that time it didn't work out as well as he would have liked. As you see, the Rebels, another pretty good test coming up on Thursday, and then the opponents at Maple Grove has already played Rogers and Centennial ahead, so not an easy stretch there for Champlin Park. They had, again, their first 2 opponents, no knock on them, but probably not among the toughest in the conference, and now things getting a little tougher as we go, but they're showing tonight they're right in there in the mix with anybody in the league.
Right.
Played long here. Heinen, that one's offside. Back in goal is Waldrum, by the way, for Maple Grove. So they got the goal against the backup Werns as he had to come in, and now Waldrum is back in there. Still a little bit uncomfortable, it appears, but going to try and play the rest of the way out here.
Trying to shake it off so he can finish the game.
Pass dropped off nicely there, and they got 3 passes, but the 4th one didn't connect as Brandon Bloss helps to break it up. Still, Champlin Park can't afford to get lax in their own end, or just, any little mistake could result in the tying goal.
Yeah, that's the thing about a 1-0 lead. All you have to do is get one good counter and a breakaway, and all of a sudden you're tied up.
Humphrey sending it up the line. Now some numbers out here for Maple Grove. Oh, that one is blocked by the D.
Well, he couldn't.
And here's a shot, and it is missed from point-blank range there. Wow. Peters had a golden opportunity after Jenna looked like he was real tentative. Seemed like he had an ability to get a shot away a couple times here, and then he drops this ball off. And watch how close. I thought there was no way he was going to miss from there, but he did.
Well, you never know. I mean, Champlin Park has had at least 3 of those that we've seen in the match.
So Givens has been good tonight. That time I think you'd put it in the category of lucky. Now here's a chance. Heinen trying to run to it. There were 2 Rebels there, but Couldn't get to it before the defender. Now here's a long one, and Waldron will range over and scoop it up. I think we're seeing that Maple Grove's going to need to push forward to try and score. Right. So now the field's kind of opening up. We might see chances a little bit at a higher frequency, maybe both ways down the stretch here, because obviously you're not playing for a tie, to stay behind by a goal. You're going to have to do some things a little bit different, and that might open up things for the Rebels too. Kane back to it.
Yeah, maybe we're seeing a little bit of urgency on the part of the Crimson. Here's a nice takeaway.
Up the middle it'll come. Collins knocks it in the air. Now Collins will turn and send it up the line and out. Throw coming for Maple Grove here. 14.5 minutes to go. Champlin Park was dominating and they did take the lead. Now Maple Grove's started to get a little bit of a spark and had a point blank chance that just missed about a minute ago. Merrick will take the throw here for Champlin Park. I think the first ball that he was given was kind of flat or something. He said, I don't like this one. Now looking for Heinen. Miller gets to it first. Miller sending it up to Humphrey. Nice connection there for the Crimson. Now Humphrey. Finding the foot there of Peters. Takeaway though, Perez, and it bounces out off of Perez, a throw for Maple Grove. And that pass will be taken away by Olsen. Kane. Now Olsen winds up with it again after it's knocked loose. Olsen will take a shot, and Waldron over near that goalpost will make the catch on that one, and now looks to boot it out of there. Perez, though, a header right to Kane. Looking for Heinen. Heinen trying to turn and go. Heinen in loose, he fires and put it over the top. Heinen again able to sneak free, but just ripped it way too high.
That's been the story of this whole match. These shots are just really, not just a little bit, but way high.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It was so impressive how he got himself free there, but then missed the net badly. And this one cleared out. It'll be a Rebels throw here. Merrick will take the throw here. Interesting for Heinen. You could almost make a case for him if there was such a thing as one of the 3 stars of the game, even though he's had some bad mishits.
Right.
But he's been so involved offensively and been impressive to get himself and others free. Barty trying to get some space here, but that one broken up. Dropped over to Heinen, offside though.
Just a little bit offside.
Boy, they saw that one developing.
Yep.
And Heinen's asking, how far off was I there? Good read. Everything about it except for he just was a little too overeager, but he realized when Connie got that ball that there's going to be an opportunity to make a run here and just didn't hold up quite enough. And now this one going to be offside the other way as Givens comes out and collision there with Peters. So Givens will put his foot to it here. Champlin Park trying to stay undefeated here. Both teams coming in at 2-0, and Rebels with a 1-0 lead and have definitely outplayed Maple Grove all things considered all night long.
Yeah, they've had the possession, they've had the quality shots, and just not connecting on the times when they should have.
Kane slips. That allows Barty to take it. Humphrey lifting that one ahead. And cleared out of there by Mork. We'll get another throw coming from Maple Grove. Carter Sheard will drop it to Humphrey and right back to Sheard, and here's Humphrey again. Curving this ball toward Barty. Got it off there to Peters, and then a foul call against the Rebels. It's going to be big. It's outside the box, but not by much. And Maple Grove will get an opportunity here with a little under 10 minutes to go. That's what I was talking about a little bit earlier for Champlin Park. You got to be careful on committing too many fouls here.
No, you were right. You were right. This is their 7th foul of the second half.
And they took a very quick free kick. It didn't look like a lot of the players were ready yet, but missed the net. So a goal kick here for Champlin Park. Here's where you got to keep your concentration for both sides, because guys, things getting a little heated at times, and there have been a time or two where they didn't like the call or whatever, but you got to remember to keep playing. And Kane won that battle to get it free of Humphrey. Leo Kane dropping it off. Heinen, another opportunity, puts on the brakes. Drops it across. Ooh, and nearly an own goal there.
Oh, my goodness.
For Maple Grove as he got back to break it up. It will be a corner kick upcoming for Champlin Park. Heinen has taken some shots and missed them. This time he was in real deep and realized I don't have much of an angle anymore.
Yeah, we have a miss.
And dropped it off. And I thought for a moment that ball was going to be an own goal there for the Crimson.
Yeah, from the angle it looked that way.
Mork will take the header here or the corner, for Champlin Park. Goes low to the top with it. Chip back out front, and they let it go through. It will be a goal kick upcoming.
Yep.
So Waldrum, who briefly came out, he did not end up allowing the one goal. He was out with an injury for, about 4 or 5 minutes.
Yes.
Crimson again trying to get something going offensively, but plays like that, Perez stealing it. That's kind of been the story after that goal. Maple Grove, I shouldn't say completely. They had the one very point-blank chance that didn't go in. And this will be a throw for the Rebels. Bridson sending it long for Heinen. Heinen looking for, trying to roll it through, I think, to Kane there, but rolls in on net instead here. Waldrum directing his teammates, and we will get a brief stoppage here, it looks like. I think we had an injured Crimson player there.
Yeah, he's cleared the field, so.
Champlin Park's probably saying, well, it helps them to stop the clock if they're the ones who were injured.
Right.
Now they're going to allow a Rebel substitution as Sagbe comes in.
Now we turn the match to row number 27, Thomas Sagbe.
Kane able to trap it down. Looking toward Heinen, broken up nicely there by Adit Srinvasan. There's Bridson breaking it up. Gets the return pass from Kane. Bridson trying to send it through to Heinen. Now Perez back to meet it. Rebels going to go backward with it here. You want to be careful doing the head here. Late protecting a lead. Here's the header. Heinen trying to get it. Heinen, and again, high and wide.
Oh, well, that one cleared over the fence. Here's it again. Nice movement here. And just, can't tell if he was bothered by number 7 or if he just rushed it.
Yeah, that one wasn't as clean of an opportunity maybe as some of them, but he still obviously didn't hit it real well. And I was on almost, 50-50 on whether Miller had maybe gotten a piece of that ball too, but I guess not.
But he bothered him just enough to make it go the other way.
Here's Kane up with it for Champlin Park, trying to struggle through a few, and he's going to be called for the hold here, so the Crimson will get it on a free kick here. About 5.5 to go. Maple Grove trying to battle back from a 1-0 deficit here. Trying to drive this one deep toward the top of the box. Silver comes out to meet it and then jabbed away. Heinen for Kane. And then broken up there nicely by Rodano.
Okay, now it's going to be back and forth pinball.
Playing it long for guess who? Heinen. Goes around the keeper, rolling it to the net, and just kept out of there. Audits from Vinvasan.
You think about that was pretty clever defense. He sees the ball going, it's going to go in the net, and just kind of nonchalantly goes through it and taps it just enough to get past. Watch this.
Heinen's had so many hard shots that he didn't get to go in. This time he said, I'm going to go for accuracy. And that ball was going to roll right into the net, but Audit hustling back there to break that one up and not panic, like you said. Because if he had mishit that ball, he might have very easily put it into his own net. Merrick, a long throw in. Oh, and Kane a swing and a miss. Heinen a shot. Waldrum got a piece of that, and then it's cleared out. Flick back into danger again there. They got it cleared for the moment. Then a follow-up pushed out to the outside. Perez. And Sincarn getting it ahead there for Maple Grove. France turning, but can't keep it in play. This one has not lacked for action down the stretch here, Sig. It's been a pretty event-filled 1-0 game.
We have a stoppage. Yeah, now we're back to live action. Probably. Referee does have the discretion to stop the clock if you feel somebody is dragging their feet.
And to be honest, in the early season, it feels like I'm seeing that called quite a bit more than usual. That they're not giving people the benefit of the doubt if they're kind of dragging. Here's a shot and put on goal there by Olsen, but Waldrum able to grab it. Rebels quickly win that one back. Ooh, that's a dangerous one, though.
I'm not sure I want him to do that.
No, honestly, even turning and just playing it out would have been better than that. A little too long. Barty, though, able to run it down. And a nice sliding tackle there by Merrick. It will be a throw for Maple Grove, though.
Let's go look at number 37, Barty.
Chip to the middle, and this is going to be a corner kick upcoming for Maple Grove, just what the doctor ordered. Humphrey will take the corner kick. A little under 2.5 minutes to play. Again, Maple Grove, they've been outplayed, but they just need one to tie it up.
Maple Grove's only had one corner. This is the first corner in the second half. They had one in the first half.
And Givens leaping up and grabbing that one. Bobbled it just briefly, but not enough to create any harm, and booms that one out of there.
Wow, that's a nice long kick.
Heinen was trying to control it but couldn't. Throw coming here from Maple Grove, so Givens hasn't been super busy tonight. He's made a nice save or two. Got a little bit lucky on one that went wide with from point blank range, but other than that, he's played a great match. Heinen chasing it down. Heinen comes up with it, and that one blocked by the keeper. Heinen will run it down in the corner. Trying to play it around the defender, but nice work to stay with it. But the Rebels going to be able to kill a little more time here.
You know, Heinen has to be asking himself, what do I have to do to get a goal?
I know. I was thinking that tonight. I was like, this is, for some people, he's had like a season's worth of chances in one night.
Yeah.
Not able to put any in, but, we're going to get a trip call there against the Rebels. Maple Grove goes quickly to the attack. Humphrey sending one through. Givens calls his D off and grabs it as we're under a minute to play here. Champlin Park looking to stay unbeaten and move to 3-0. Heinen waiting for it here to Kane. Kane pushes it ahead. Plays it around the keeper but can't get to it, and it'll be a goal kick here for Maple Grove. Tried to hurry it back in play and almost hit Kane with it on the way out. Now Barty playing it up the line to himself. Oof, he took a rough spill there. We might gonna have a clock stoppage and possibly a yellow here, or we'll see.
He's reaching into the pocket where the yellow card resides. And there it is.
So, yellow issued to Champlin Parks. Can't see the number yet as he hasn't turned to Cullen Mork. So, free kick here for Humphrey, and of course they stop the clock, and this time very much rightly so in that scenario, obviously. So, Humphrey will take the free kick. Maple Grove not out of it yet. Winding down to only 21 seconds, but they've got an opportunity here with their best free kick specialist, Humphrey, lining it up.
And he can very easily get that right in front of the goal area. That one's got a
hit it low, and it's all Rebels there.
Yeah, a screamer.
He'll just clear it out of play, and wisely so. Humphrey going to just about run out of time here, under 10 seconds. And that throw-in did not stay on the field, and the time is going to wind down, and Champlin Park is going to get its best win of the season so far. They won their first 2 games by shutout. They'll win the third against Maple Grove, a team that was ranked number 6 and a state entrant a year ago, with a 1-0 victory as the Rebels had some great chances that didn't quite go in the first half. They get one to go in the second as Jonas Canny drives it in the 59th minute, and Champlin Park improving to 3-0 on the season. And Sig, you can think if there, not that there was any doubt coming in, but the Rebels are for real here after seeing this performance tonight.
Oh, that's for sure. Well, we knew that, as you said, we knew that coming in, but they held their own. They had a lot of good possession, really good ball movement up front, up on top, and then managed to hang on against a pretty tough Maple Grove team.
So, as we said, another tough opponent for the Rebels on Thursday as they will be taking on Park Center, but they'll have a day or two to celebrate a good win here tonight. Our final score in this one is Champlin Park 1 and Maple Grove 0. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's telecast here from Champlin Park High School. For Sig Lagery and all of our CCX crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night here from the home of the Rebels.